Imagine pulling your phone out of your pocket one day and realizing it isn't just a smartphone anymore. It has quietly transformed into a cinema-grade camera and a magnetic ecosystem hub, all while you weren't looking. That is exactly the story Samsung is crafting with the upcoming Galaxy S26 Ultra. For years, we have been used to incremental updates, a slightly faster chip here, a slightly brighter screen there. But the S26 series is shaping up to be different. It feels less like a refresh and more like a fundamental shift in how we actually use our devices to create and connect. There are three massive updates coming together right now that paint a very specific picture of the future, and we need to talk about them because they change everything. Let's start with the camera, but not the lenses or the megapixels. We need to talk about video because this is where the biggest revolution is happening. Back in late 2024, Samsung very quietly introduced something called the Advanced Professional Video Codec, or APV for short. When they first announced it, nobody really paid attention. It felt like one of those niche technical features that wouldn't actually matter for years. But fast forward to right now, and suddenly, all the puzzle pieces are snapping into place. We are seeing a coordinated move to turn Android into a legitimate pro video platform, and the Galaxy S26 is going to be the flagship vessel for this change. The biggest clue comes from an app called LumaFusion. If you're into mobile editing, you know that LumaFusion isn't just some basic filter app. It is the gold standard for editing on the go. Creators use it for serious, paid projects. LumaFusion just dropped a massive update that adds full support for exporting videos in Samsung's APV codec on Android. This is not a coincidence. This update landed just weeks before the expected launch of the S26 series. It creates a complete workflow where you can shoot, edit, and export professional-grade footage entirely on your phone. You don't need to transfer files to a laptop. You don't need a heavy desktop rig. The phone becomes the entire production studio. So, why should you care about APV? You can think of it as Samsung finally answering Apple's ProRes. For a long time, iPhone users have had that advantage of high bitrate, edit-friendly video. APV levels the playing field, but it actually does something smarter. It is designed to deliver that cinema-level quality, supporting things like 4K and even 8K footage, high dynamic range, and superior color depth. But the magic trick is the file size. APV is engineered to take up about 20% less storage than competing formats. That is a huge deal when you're shooting high-resolution video that usually eats up gigabytes of space in seconds. Technically speaking, APV uses something called intra-frame encoding. I know that sounds boring, but here's why it matters to you. Most phone video compresses footage by looking at changes between frames. It saves space, but it makes the computer work really hard when you try to edit it. Intra-frame encoding saves every single frame as a complete image. This means when you're scrubbing through your timeline in an editor, it is buttery smooth. It doesn't stutter. It doesn't lag. It feels like you're editing on a high-end PC. Google has even baked native support for this directly into Android 16, and the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip is the first processor capable of handling this smoothly. When you see big players like DaVinci Resolve also jumping on board, you know this isn't a gimmick. It is a serious ecosystem shift. But the upgrades aren't just about what you can create with the phone. They're also about how you physically use it. We are finally getting the hardware change that Samsung users have been begging for. We're talking about magnets. Rumors are all but confirming that the Galaxy S26 lineup will feature full Qi 2 support built right into the chassis. This means you get the magnetic convenience that iPhone users have loved with MagSafe, but without needing a special magnetic case or a sticky ring on the back of your phone. It is native, it is strong, and it is going to change the accessories game completely. This isn't just speculation anymore, because we have seen the leaks. There is an official Samsung accessory called the EBU 25000 that recently broke cover. It is a compact 5000 mAh wireless power bank, and it tells us everything we need to know. T snaps directly onto the back of the phone using that magnetic ring. The connection is strong enough that you can toss the phone in your bag or walk around using it, and the charging stays locked in place. No more waking up to a dead phone because you bumped it slightly off the wireless charging pad. This power bank is actually really clever. It features a built-in kickstand, which allows you to prop the phone up in landscape mode while it charges. Imagine being on a plane watching a movie, or sitting at a cafe taking a video call, or even monitoring that APV video recording we just talked about, all while the phone is magnetically charging. The wireless speed tops out at 15 watts, which is the standard for Qi 2, but you can plug it in for faster 20-watt charging if you're in a rush. This accessory confirms that the S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra are going all in on magnets. This opens the door for magnetic wallets, car mounts, desk stands, and tripod mounts that just snap on and off instantly. It is about removing friction from your daily life. However, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. All of these upgrades, the pro video tools, the new chips, the magnetic hardware, cost money. And the economic reality of the tech world right now is actually pretty scary. Samsung is under immense pressure behind the scenes regarding pricing. The problem isn't the phone itself, it's the memory. You have probably heard about the AI boom. Companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, and NVIDIA are buying up memory chips like there is no tomorrow to build their massive AI infrastructure. They are paying up to 3 times the normal price for RAM. Because the big tech giants are buying all the server-grade memory, manufacturers have shifted their production lines to meet that demand. That means there are fewer chips available for smartphones and laptops, and the prices for those chips have skyrocketed. This puts Samsung in a tough spot. They reportedly really want to keep the price of the Galaxy S26 Ultra stable, ideally matching the S25 Ultra's price tag of around $1,300. They know that raising the price in this economy is a dangerous move that could hurt sales. So, how do they solve this math problem? If the part costs more but the shelf price stays the same, something has to give. The leaks suggest that the sacrifice will be the pre-order perks. In the past, we have been spoiled with free storage upgrades, free earbuds, or massive trade-in bonuses during the launch window. This year, those deals might be much thinner. We might see a situation where the phone costs the same on paper, but the overall value proposition for early adopters is lower because you aren't getting those hundreds of dollars in freebies. It is a silent price hike. You pay the same cash, but you get less stuff in the bundle. When you zoom out and look at the Galaxy S26 Ultra, it represents a very mature strategy. Samsung isn't trying to wow us with weird gimmicks anymore. They're focusing on the pillars of a professional device: workflow, and ecosystem. The move to APV video is a signal to creators that Android is ready for Hollywood-level work. The move to Qi 2 magnets is a signal to casual users that Android can be just as convenient and accessory-friendly as the competition. And the pricing strategy shows a company trying to navigate a global component crisis without scaring off its loyal customers. In my opinion, this is the right direction. I would trade a free pair of earbuds for a phone that can genuinely replace my professional camera and has a magnetic mounting system that makes my life easier every single day. The pre-order bonuses are nice for a week, but the hardware upgrades last for the years you own the phone. This feels like the moment the Ultra name actually starts to mean professional in the truest sense. It is a tool for people who want to get things done, whether that is shooting an 8K documentary or just having a battery that snaps on and keeps you going through a busy day. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is shaping up to be a powerhouse, not because of one flashy feature, but because it refines the core experience of using a smartphone. It's faster, it's stickier, thanks to the magnets, and it's smarter about how it handles your creative work. If Samsung can pull this off without raising the price tag, even if it means losing some pre-order bonuses, they have a winner on their hands. What do you think about this trade-off? Would you rather have these pro-level features and a better magnetic design, even if it means you don't get the free storage upgrade or the free accessories at launch? Or do those pre-order deals make or break the purchase for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video and want to stay ahead of the curve on all things tech, make sure to subscribe, share this video with a friend who loves Samsung, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. I'll catch you in the next one.